So let us begin with the throat chakra today, friends. So the throat chakra is called Vishuddha. So it's located in the throat region, and this chakra deals with creativity and communication. Some people, they have this understanding that creativity is from the second chakra. No, it is not correct. So the creativity is from the fifth chakra. Some people, they consider the mother's womb is in the second chakra, so the creativity is in the second chakra. No, that is unconscious. The creativity in the second chakra it's a creation, is an unconscious process. But here it is the creativity what we express to the outside world. So this chakra deals with communication. Communication is both the ways: what you speak, how you speak, and how you listen. So it's a communication is both ways here, to speak and also to be heard. And what blocks one to express his truth? Because the fifth chakra deals with the truth, the energy. The fifth chakra, fundamentally, whatever we have to speak, it should be the truth of our experience. But what is the negative energy which blocks this chakra is lies. What is a lie? A lie is something which is not in your which is not in your experience, which is not in your authentic experience. So that energy is a lie. So the opposite energy is truth. So friends, from this chakra onwards, our spiritual chakras we are working on our spiritual chakras. The first three are, the lower three are the physical, the heart chakra is the balancing one, and the fifth, sixth, seventh, these are our spiritual aspects. So from this chakra onwards, we'll focus on the truth. So the truth enters our life from this chakra. So let us understand a few, through examples, like what are lies. Somebody says, I love you, right? So we hear somebody saying, I love you, but the same person in his actions is not reflecting that love, because the person is experiencing shame, abuse, neglect, but the words they are listening is, I love you. So what they experience in their life and what they hear is not matching. So that is a lie. And sometimes, we don't feel sorry, but sometimes we are forced to say sorry. So what we don't feel, we are sometimes forced to say. So this is the energy of a lie which blocks the fifth chakra. And all the manipulations, when there is no authenticity, what you feel, you don't express that. But what you don't feel, you express it. Then your throat chakra gets blocked. So as long as we are speaking what we feel in our heart, as long as we are authentic in our expression, then this chakra is more in balance. This throat chakra is more in balance. For whatever the reason, it's because of the reason of fear, because of the reason of the shame, or because of the reason of the guilt, or whatever the reason. It's the fear of rejection, it's the fear of non-acceptance, it's the fear of judgment. For whatever might be the reason, if you are not expressing what you authentically feel, then your throat chakra goes into a great damage. So these energies, which all the lower chakra energies, definitely affects the throat chakra. Just imagine why somebody has to speak a lie. Why people are not authentic? Why people are not expressing what they feel? Fundamentally, it is because of the fear, it's because of the judgments and the guilt, and it's because of the shame energy. So as long as we have these three energies, which relates to our first three chakras, as long as we are not working on those three chakras, there is no way we can work on our fifth chakra, which is the throat chakra. And if you are not working on our fifth chakra, then we are not living in truth, right? So toxic home atmosphere. Some of our home atmospheres are very toxic because there's a lot of screaming, shouting, even simple communication like it's time for dinner, come to the dining table, let us enjoy our dinner. Even those kind of statements, in some families, they have to shout and they have to scream, because right from the childhood, they are not heard. If the children are not heard right from the childhood, so they block themselves. So the parents has to really shout. Unless the parents shout, these people are not ready to respond. So this is a very toxic atmosphere where the sensitivity and the subtleness, if the sensitivity and the subtleness of the child is destroyed, then the child becomes insensitive. So when there is an insensitive child, naturally it rages. There is a lot of rage. There is a lot of screaming from the parents. So it impacts the home, the whole environment. It impacts the family environment. And nagging is also a reflection of that. You know what is nagging? And nagging is keep on going about somebody's fault, keep on pulling somebody down. So that's a nagging. And because this chakra is all about communication. So during our childhood, if we have this kind of a childhood where our parents are not willing to listen of what we feel, and they say, okay, you have to just follow what I say. You're not supposed to talk back. What you feel inside, your inner truth doesn't matter. So I'm your father, I'm your mother, you have to listen to me. You have no other choice. If this is the kind of parenting, if the child has gone through, the third chakra and the fifth chakra, they are related. Excessive third chakra leads to excessive fifth chakra. Deficient third chakra leads to deficient fifth chakra. So this authoritarian kind of parenting definitely affects both the third and the fifth together. And neglect. This is something which really affects this chakra. So there is a difference between speaking to you and speaking with you. Speaking to you means like it's one-way communication. You know, the child is coming home and the father is asking, okay, so how is your mathematics today? How is your mathematics class? How is your teacher? I hope you're all doing well. And I think everything is fantastic. You've been in such an amazing school. Okay, my dear boy, you're doing very well. I hope everything is fine. Okay, keep it up. So that is one-way communication. But rather the parent is in a space of listening and say, I really want to know what you feel about your class today. Okay, I'm here to listen. So please speak, and I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you in every possible way. I want you to hear you. So this becomes speaking with a person. So there's a two-way dialogue. So when there is no listening, it becomes one way. When there is listening, it becomes two-way. So unfortunately, some of the children, they don't have this communication with the parents. So this leads to neglect of what the child is feeling. So when there is a neglect, the child feels my inner truth doesn't matter. Whatever I feel, it doesn't matter. Nobody is going to listen. Nobody is going to understand. When the child has this kind of an understanding, then it tries to stop expressing what it really feels, because the child thinks anyway it's not going to make much of a difference. Anyway, it's not going to change anything. So why bother expressing what I feel? So this becomes a fifth chakra block. And secrets. Sometimes the parents, they tell the children, okay, this is a secret. You don't tell anybody. Okay, so the father is drinking and the mother says, okay, this is a secret. You should not tell to anybody. It gives a bad name to the family. So keep it as a secret. So the children are very spontaneous. Children are very spontaneous. They live moment to moment. They don't know how to lie. No, the children are, they live. We call children our God because they are very authentic. What they feel, they express. But when you impose a secret, on a child, then it becomes too burdening. When it really becomes too burdening, then the child has to start manipulating. And then it definitely, all the secrets, sometimes, we have a family secret where we tell the children, this, if you tell this, then it will be very shameful. So don't tell this. So then the shame energy comes up, and then it affects the throat chakra. Because the shame energy is again the third chakra, the third affects the fifth chakra. So we should always encourage the children, and we should always encourage the people around us just to be authentic. Come whatever might be the consequences, we have to be authentic. And when this chakra becomes excessive, it is very easy to notice. If this chakra becomes excessive, then you can see they are just using their voice. They're using their voice to discharge energy because there is too much energy. So they use the voice to discharge the energy. So they speak stories and stories and stories, but there is no substance. For example, your friend has gone to a tour to Japan, and then you ask your friend, hey, how was the tour? Then the friend says, okay, so we took off from this airport, we took this aircraft, and then, it's so long, the journey is so long, and we landed in this airport, and we checked into this hotel, and we had this kind of a food. So the friend is more of giving you an itinerary rather than how is the trip, how he felt the trip like. You see, because these people, their throat chakra is excessive, they are more discharging. There is very little substance. There is simply blah, blah, blah. There is no substance. And these people indulge in gossiping. Gossiping is again poisoning to the soul. Gossip is a poison to the soul. The more you gossip, the more you are poisoning yourself. And these people, they speak with dominating voice because they have very weak willpower. They have very low self-esteem. So when there is low self-esteem and there is very weak willpower, then naturally they raise their voice to dominate. See, if you want to communicate, you are so much in contemplation, you are complete, you are so complete, you are so confident, then you speak with a firm voice, with a clear message. But if you're not confident inside, then you raise your voice to dominate another person. So this raising the voice and domination is an excessive energy. And these people, they interrupt. In a discussion, you will see there are few people sharing the things, and this person with an excessive, they always try to interrupt. They want to make sure they are heard. They want to make sure they have the last say. In every subject, they poke their nose and they want to speak, because they want to be heard, and this is an excessive. And these people, they are very poor listeners. Listeners means they don't try to listen and they don't try to absorb what is the essence of what they are hearing. So the focus is more of expression, but not on the listening. So these are the qualities when the chakra goes excessive for the fifth. Now the deficient is totally opposite. They have very little energy. So their voice is normally very weak. They are not firm in their expression. Their voice, because they have very, very low self-confidence, they cannot speak. They speak they speak very cautiously. So naturally, the message, the other person, the impact of what they're speaking is minimal. And these people are introverts. They are very shy. They're always self-conscious. They always focus on what the other person is going to think if I'm going to speak this. So they become too self-conscious. And for these people, it becomes very, very difficult to speak the things which are very close to the heart. These people, they can be in a job and they can be a boss in the job, and they can speak very well in terms of meetings and all those things they can speak. But to express what they feel deep down to their loved ones, they cannot, because they fear. They don't want to be judged, and they just keep the things very close to their heart. And these people, they have difficulty of how to use the language in the creative possible ways. They are not aware of how to use the language creatively so that the message goes across. And some of the qualities of a person who has a balanced fifth chakra, they have very good communication skills. They express the truth with their own experience. They will not speak something what they understand theoretically. They will more emphasize on speaking the things of what they understand. So the speaking is more from their heart. And these people are very effective listeners. And there is a perfect balance between speaking and listening, because they respond to what they understand. And naturally, the voice is very rhythmic, very pleasant, very soothing. Whenever you hear these people, they speak, it's very melodious, and you get the message across. And these people, the fifth chakra, balanced people, they live the life creatively. They don't want to follow anybody. They want to live the life according to what they feel. So whatever they feel, they live the life. They are more for living a passionate life, and they're least bothered about what the society thinks about them. They just live their life for themselves in the highest creative possible ways. Okay. And these are some of the questions we need to ask when it comes to the fifth chakra, my dear friends. So do you share what you feel, or do you have any filters? Do you share all the time what you feel, or is there any filters you go through? You share at a certain times and you don't share at a certain times, and sometimes you are very guilty of sharing what you feel. or do you speak to please others? Are you speaking what you feel, or are you speaking to make sure the other person is happy? Okay, and the other important question is, if you require something like you need money, you need rest, or you need hugs, or whatever you feel, are you able to ask? So for example, we go to a friend's house and we might be really feeling hungry. Are you ready to tell your friend that I'm feeling hungry? Is there something to eat? Or if your friend is offering you something, even though you are feeling hungry, your friend is offering you something to eat, you just pretend, no, I'm fine, I don't want. So what you want, are you ready to ask? Because the more enlightened you are, the more sensitive you are towards your body, towards your feelings, towards your emotions. Are you able to ask? It's not about giving. Are you able to ask something what you really need? Okay, so this is the question we need to ask. When you're listening, the other question is, other issue we need to ask is, when you're listening attentively, are you silently judging other person, or you are just listening? So when you're listening to another person and simultaneously there is a judgment going on in the background, then definitely there is an issue with it. So are you silently judging, or you are just listening, just being like a sponge, absorbing? So these are the questions which really helps to identify these issues with this chakra, my dear friends. And living the life creatively. So this is a very important question to ask, because the moment you come to the fifth chakra, then the truth, you start living into you are stepping into the space of the truth. So do you feel you are living your life purpose? So how do we know we are living our life purpose or not? Whatever we do, there is a joy. You see, the fifth chakra is about the fourth chakra. The fourth chakra is all about joy. So whatever you do, you are feeling joyful. That means you are living your purpose of life. So your purpose of life is equal to you feeling joy in whatever the activity you do. You are doing an action A, and when you're doing this action A, you feel a lot of joy. So that means that action is part of your life purpose. And you are doing something, you're doing some action, and you are not feeling joy. So then, of course, it's not your life purpose. So these people who have this balanced chakra, they live their life very creatively. Each and every moment, they focus on their joy. Anything and everything they do, their fundamental focus is it going to give me joy? Then I'll do it. If not, then I won't do it. So this is a creative way of living. Do you wish your life was very different? So in other words, it's a question asking, do you regret? Do you regret anything? So if you have any regret, then the regret destroys the creativity. The very regret destroys the present moment. So this is an important question we need to ask. And do you wish that the society would stop judging you so that you can do your own things? So this is the question again, because some people say, I wish my parents are not judging me. I wish my children are not judging me. I wish my friends are not judging me so that I can really do what I want. So the focus is on the outside. They want the outside to be in a certain favorable situation so that they can do certain things. Then again, that's not a creative way of living. Irrespective of the outside scenario, you are still able to do what you really want to do. Then the creativity flows. Then the creativity is not something from your mind. The creativity is something from our soul. Because in this chakra, we are stepping into the truth. We are going more into the aspect of who we really are. We are going into the aspect, what is truth? That which is eternal is the truth. That which is not temporary, that which is eternal is the truth. So when it comes to the fifth chakra, from the fifth onwards, we always focus on the eternal things. We always focus on the things which gives us joy and bliss. So some of the physical disorders associated with this fifth throat chakra is the ears, there's disorders in the throat. Some people, they have thyroid. Some people, they have problems with the listening. Some people with the voice. Some people, they have with this neck region. So all these physical disorders surrounding this particular region, so that is relates to the fifth chakra. That's why you can see the woman who is suppressed, the woman who can't express what she feels, she goes through thyroid problems and a lot of hormonal disorders, because it's the fifth chakra. And the tightness of the jaws, some people, they feel they're very tight. All this jaw region, they feel very tight. That again is a physical disorder, relates to this chakra. Now what to do with this? So now when we step on to this, the truth, that means we really need sincere and serious meditation. So just because if you want to discover of who you are and self-realization and God realization, because now you are stepping into the eternal aspect, you are stepping into truth. So when you're stepping into truth, you need to be really sincere towards your own self. You need to be sincere towards your own meditation. So what does sincerity mean? Sincerity means you really feel deep in your heart that you need it. So whenever you feel really deep in your heart, then you are sincere. Sincerity comes from your heart space. So you feel the sincerity that, yes, I have to meditate. I need to meditate and I need to learn a lot about myself. And meditation is for me and I have to meditate and I need to meditate and I want to meditate. So when there is deep want, when there is deep urge from this heart space, then we call it sincere. And what is seriousness? Seriousness means you are sincere every single day until you get what you want. So then you are serious. So sincere and serious meditation is the way if you want to work on the aspect of truth. And along with that, we have to practice mauna. You know, some of the major religions like Jainism and Hinduism, even Buddhism, they emphasize a lot on mauna. Mauna means deep silence. Mauna means not just keeping your lips closed. No, that is not mauna. Mauna means you are going into a certain deep space of silence where, yes, externally you are silent, but at the same time, deep down, you are practicing a deep witnessing state. So where there is a witnessing, see, in the deep meditative states, there is a quality of witnessing. In that quality of witnessing, you experience deep inward silence and also outward silence. So normally the people who practice mauna, they go to monasteries or they go to ashrams or they go to forests. They take the help of the nature. So this nature energies helps you to reflect upon, because in this deep meditative states, there is a lot of reflection. And this reflection is the way to come out of all the things which are not true and get into the path of the truth. And also to be more authentic. Authenticity means what you feel is what you speak is what you do. If what you feel and what you speak and what you do is one and the same, then it is called authentic. So the more we practice authenticity, the more we express what we feel, then it also helps us to come into the path of the truth, to live in the path of the truth. So these are the aspects to work on the fifth chakra, my dear friends. So the fourth and the fifth are very, very closely connected, and only when you are ready to open your fourth chakra, then you start working on your fifth chakra.